Hi, and welcome to your TxRvAdventures instruction video for our Thor Aria 4000. My name is Brittany. Behind the camera, I have Josh helping me today. We're going to go over the inside and outside features of this motorhome. We do have a few of these, so the colors of the inside and outside may change, but today we're touring Molly. We like to set up first on the outside here before sliding out the coach. It's easier to get into the large storage compartments. We're going to start at the back of the RV where our 50 amp power cable is. The power cable is hardwired into the motorhome, and there's a little groove right here that the cable can rest in. The 50 looks just like this, and when you get to the RV park, be sure the breaker is in the off position before plugging in. Once you're plugged in, flip the breaker on and you'll have power to the AC, microwave, and all of your other major appliances. Before you leave the RV park, remember, turn off your appliances, come outside, turn the breaker off, then unplug. Once you're unplugged, you can then start the generator if you'd like to use those again. Inside this compartment, we also have a coax cable. This is if you want to connect to the RV park. If they have cable connections, you can bring about a 20-foot coax cable. We have some batteries in this compartment as well. To the left, we've got our DEF tank. This is your diesel exhaust fluid. This mixes with the diesel. This is where you put it in, and it's suggested to fill up at a truck stop because they have a handle where you can just fill this. The reading on this will only be active when the engine is in the on position, and this will light up and display. It will come full to you when you pick up your motorhome. Please bring it back full. On the dash, it will also show you as well the reading on the dash as well as on the outside of the coach. Next is our wet bay. We're going to bring you in close here and show you the freshwater hookup first. Your freshwater hose will have a pressure regulator on it. This will restrict strong flow from coming into the motorhome, and this side should be connected to the park. Once you're connected to the fixture, this end will connect right here onto this piece. And what you do with these knobs tells the water where to go. These are like check valves inside the coach. So right now I'm hooked up and I am on dry camping. This is for when I'm in travel, for me to use the water pump. Next, I'm going to use city fixtures. This allows the water to flow through here and up through my pipes while I'm connected at an RV park. When I'm ready to leave, and I want to make sure I have a full tank of fresh water, I'll rotate this up to the tank fill. Now this is a big tank. This is 91, how many gallons is it, Josh?
It's 100 gallons.
100 gallon tank, 100 gallon tank. So big freshwater holding tank for if you are dry camping. This takes a long time to fill. You do know that on the inside you'll be able to read how much you have in this tank. Also, when you're standing out here and you are filling this, stay with the bus. When it does start flowing out the bottom, the overflow, make sure you turn it off, go back onto dry camping, and you'll be ready to travel again. You have a little hose on the outside here to rinse everything off. Next, we have our sewer connections. The hose that we provide with it will have a twist lock here, as well as the other side will go into the campground at a PVC pipe or at a truck stop. Once both of these are connected, you're going to bring it through here and connect it onto this Y pipe. So I have my cap still on, but you'll see, you'll take the cap off and give it a quarter of a turn. The black is your sewer, and your gray is your soapy shower water and sink water, as well as for the washer dryers. It's important to have your gray be open while you're at a campground, and leave it open so that way water can just continuously flow out when you're taking showers. We don't want it to back up on you when you're taking the showers. as well as when you're washing the laundry. It's really important that we'll fill this very fast. So keep an eye on the gray tank if you are boondocking. Again, the gauges are on the inside. When you're ready to dump the black and the sensor on the inside shows full, close the gray. Opening the black, again, when it is full, it'll break down the toilet paper faster and it'll allow it to have a very strong flush when it's emptying the tank. Never opening them at the same time. Once you're done with the black, open the gray back up again. We suggest the night before you leave that you close both of the valves, take your final showers, and use the restroom. In the morning, while you're filling maybe your fresh water tank and you're getting ready to leave, you'll come out here, dumping the black first, letting everything drain out, close that, and then pull the gray so it'll wash the hose, and then you can put it back in the storage. Our RVs do come with some chemicals in the tank when you pick up. So once you've done your first flush, you'll release some of those. What you're gonna need to do is put a little bit of water back into this tank, put a little dish soap down the toilet, and put your foot on the pedal for a few moments. We suggest a few gallons. Lets the tank get cleaned back up again before you go to your next RV site. Both of these tanks do need to be dumped on return of the motorhome.
Will the renters ever touch either of these?
No, they won't touch either of these. These are all for maintenance of the vehicle and for us to do a full sanitized flush. We do that ourselves. This is where all of those hoses are going to be when you pick up. They'll be in this compartment. We have some septic supports. This is to support the hose, drop it down at an angle when you get set up. Maybe you're somewhere for a week, and this will angle that hose and make everything flow out nicely. All of our diesel pushers come with the exhaust fluid, the DEF fluid. This is what goes into that tank at the back of the coach, and this is just a spare box. If you do use it, please replace it. This is just a spare. Next, we've got storage in here. Josh is going to show you inside. This one is really big, has the pull out as well. So if something is really heavy, like coolers, this does go to both sides, and we'll show you that on the other side. All of our storage does have locks on them, so they're lockable. Above me here is the furnace. So this is the exhaust to the furnace. This is going to be really hot when the furnace is on. The furnace burns propane. We're going to take a look at the tank here. This is a 31.3 gallon tank, and a few of the features that run on this tank are going to be your furnace. Your hot water heater runs on this as well. So the furnace uses it the most. Hot water heater, this is an instant hot water heater tank. So this is your off and on to come out here and quickly turn this off. Please leave it in the on position. This is the truest reading of how much is actually in your propane tank. This is the fill. A licensed person will fill this at a U-Haul or a truck stop. If you don't have time to fill it, we do fill it here at our location for a fee. Filling up. This is your fuel. And you can fill this on both sides of the RV. So the same spot on the other side is 100 gallons. This is used for the engine of the RV as well as for your generator. So we suggest that before you plan to use the generator overnight, be sure that you stop and fill this tank up. We want to make sure we are full. Just below it is our generator exhaust pipe, very hot, so just be real careful. And the next compartment here is really just maintenance. So we've got some of our hookups for the hydraulic jacks. This is the hydraulic jack fluid, and we will fill all of this before you pick up. Right now I know it does look a little bit low. That's because the hydraulics are running through the jacks. I do have the jacks down right now. Inside here as well, you've got your windshield wiper fluid. It's full right now, but if you need to fill it, if you're on a very long trip, this is where you'll fill that fluid. You have a breaker box here on the inside. This is going to be for some of your dash items. Breaker. And then to my left, at the very far corner, right here, this is where you have the generator hood latch. So give this a pull when you need to check the generator oil. We're going to pop the hood on the generator. There's a latch. Once you've pulled in that storage compartment, you're going to release the lock here, then give it a pull. Now, we'll take a look at the generator. Your diesel generator is located just underneath the hood, and we've got some features here. We've got a start-stop button, as well as you can start and stop this from the dash, as well as in the hallway on the main control panel. We've got our time clock here that tells you how many hours are being used. We'll read this at pickup and again at drop-off. Lets us know how many hours you've been running the generator. So you can come out here and take a look. Next, we've got our oil and our coolant levels. We do check these before you leave, and we provide extra oil for you as well if you're on a longer trip. They will shut off if you do have low oil levels. The next big one here is the breaker. So if this generator does kick on, but you're not having any power being produced to your televisions or your air conditioning units, likely this breaker has tripped. And what makes this breaker trip is if you stop the generator with the appliances still on, and the next time you go to start this generator, it'll have too much of a load on it, and it'll trip it. So you want to come back out here and put it back on. So again, remember turning all of the major appliances off, then stopping the generator, or turning all the appliances off before you unplug the coach. Very important. Next, we're going to talk about the specs on this vehicle. 41 feet in length and 12.5 feet tall. It has a 10,000-pound tow capacity with a standard 2-inch hitch receiver. We do allow towing. Please let us know. That way we can unlock the hitch for you. We don't provide any tow equipment, but you can either bring your own or rent any. We do rent bicycles, as well as you can bring your luggage rack here too. Up top, we have the backup camera. Perfect for watching your tow vehicle. If you have a trailer with a golf cart on it, that's great too. We have right and left turn signal cameras, as well as they show your blind spot. Underneath here is your engine. We do check all the coolant levels and oil levels before you pick up the motorhome, but just in case you need to, this is where they all are. We provide extra coolant in the storage, as well as the generator oil. The ladder here is to access for maintenance. We ask that you don't get on the roof. It can be very slippery in the summer when the air conditionings are on, and it'll produce a lot of condensation that will drip down the side of the motorhome. Just above here, we've got the hot water heater. This is just an excess panel. In the very last compartment, we have our extra generator oil and extra coolant. We have some electrical things in this compartment as well. Your main battery off and on. We suggest you leaving this on the on position at all times. Some breakers here for some things on the inside of the coach. One of the technicians, if you're having any issues, may lead you out into this panel. You have your solar charging and your inverter. The inverter is for your refrigerator while you're in travel, your power outlets, and your televisions. This is the exhaust for the furnace at the rear of the coach. Some other battery compartments. This is another way for you to fill your freshwater holding tank. Okay, so if you happen to be on another side and you want to fill the holding tank from right here, stick the hose inside and you can view how much water is in your holding tank. So like we said, one is on the driver's side and this one's on the passenger side. Storage here, the pass-through, again, some power outlets on the inside. These are GFCI protected. So if there's any moisture or water, these may trip, and that's located on the inside to reset. Pass you here. We have the cushions that are underneath the RV. This is for the dinette. These are a little large, so we like to store them underneath in the storage compartment. The television here. This does dismount from the wall and swivels, has a really nice sound bar. You can hook up all of the things on this side. So if you bring a Fire Stick, Apple TV, or PlayStations, they can be hooked up on the outside here. Perfect for tailgating. We do provide chairs with all of our rentals. And then if you do rent a barbecue grill from us, we do rent grills, and they'll usually be put in this storage compartment right here, just outside the entry door. Your fuel tank here. Again, this is the same tank. The 100-gallon tank, you could just fill it on either side. This tank is also, again, for the engine as well as the generator. Going around to the front of the bus, we've got an easy tag here. We do allow going through Beltway 8, 99, Hardy Toll Road. Just keep going. The tolls are included. If you do head out of state and head over a bridge or a turnpike, please stop and pay those separately. Now you can see we have a really large awning. This is operated on the inside of the door and is all electric. If you are with the RV and you're sitting out here, you can pull it out. If it gets windy and you notice that it starts lifting a little like this, that's the time when you know you want to bring it back in. So one button pulls it back in. Every night when you go to sleep, or if you're leaving the campground to go do some hiking or other activities, please bring it back in. We also have one just over the door as well. This is a little rain one here, and it has a light strip there. You have power steps. When the engine does turn on, these steps will lift automatically. You can lock the steps in the down position so that every time you open and close the door, these do stay put. Next, we'll take a look on the inside of the bus. Now let's take a look at the cab area of this Class A motorhome. We're going to show you what it looks like with it slid in. Still has plenty of room to get to the bathroom, the refrigerator, and the master bedroom. After you've hooked up the exterior of the RV, you'll then come back inside with the engine still on and parking brakes set. To the left of the driver's seat, you'll see the panel for your auto leveling system. Turn the panel in the on position. Right now you can see we do have the jacks already down, but when you want to level this RV, press and hold for 3 seconds the auto level button. We suggest that you stay pretty still while doing this. Have all the other guests need to have you pretty still when it's doing this process. You'll know the process is complete when the green light here in the center appears. When you're ready to leave, turn the panel back on and press and hold all retract, making sure that you visibly check outside to make sure that your jacks are in the up position. When turning on the diesel engine, put your key right here and give it a quarter of a turn, letting it slowly warm up. This does have glow plugs, so we want to let it sit for about 15 to 20 seconds before turning over the engine. Once the engine is turned over, you may see a display that says air is low. This is for the airbags of the coach. It could take a few moments to fill the airbags up before driving, and it will alarm you. That's totally fine. Give it just a few moments, and then if you want to, you can even rev the engine slightly, and that will air the bags up faster.
Yes, yeah, it will.
Josh is going to show you where the airbags are.
So this is the second airbag here. It shows your depth gauge, and then Brittany has the first one over there.
And then
That's
airbag.
air system.
Yeah.
And this is the depth.
The depth. And then this is the diesel fluid.
Diesel fuel.
Yeah. Okay. When stopping the coach, there is no park. So we only have drive, neutral, and reverse. So make sure you are in neutral, put your foot on the brake, and then we'll set the parking brake. Parking brake is just to the left of the steering wheel. Pull it out to apply it, push it in when you want to release the parking brake, then you can put the coach into drive or reverse.
Oh, there's one more important thing on this stick here. So if you happen to be up in the mountains, your engine brake is here. So if you're going to be going down any significant grades, you actually just pull this down. That's the on position. And it shows it here, engine brake on. That helps with your braking. So if you are in the mountains, you'll definitely want to turn that on. And then turn it off, you just push it up.
Exactly. So to get to all of this, there is a tilt to your steering wheel. It looks like a third pedal. I promise it's not. This little guy right here, push in, and this will tilt the steering wheel up and down to where you feel comfortable. I suggest lifting it up when you're finished and you're ready to set up. That way you can turn the chairs around. Okay, we've got our lights here to the left. This is where we have our airbags. Right now we're in auto, and when we want to lower the airbags, this would be when we're parking the vehicle and we're ready to set up with the jacks. So when you turn the engine off, be sure to lower the airbags, letting the air out, so that way the jacks will fully perform and go all the way down, leveling out this coach. To my left, we have the adjusting of the mirrors, your heated mirrors, extra outlets. Over the cab light, we have service lights and docking lights. This is for outside of the RV. We have an auxiliary start. This is for if you want to use your back batteries to jump the front of the coach. So if you leave something on and drain the front of the coach, these are internal jumper cables, if you will. Yeah. So they're jumper cables for the coach. You have dash fan. This is for the driver as well as one on the passenger side. And my favorite is the air horn.
Oh, that's everybody's favorite.
Yeah, so when it's down, make sure that you are in the city and you're driving on regular roads. When you flip this into air horn, this is only for the highway. Okay, Josh is going to let you look at the air conditioning.
So it's easy. We have the hazard control here, so the hazard lights are right on the side here. And then you have the dash AC. It's much like your car at home, not much different. You can turn on the coolness. That's the cool on and off, and then recycling from inside the unit. The rest is very similar to what you're used to.
Yeah, defrosting. It's pretty much all the same.
I think Brittany will go over the generator start.
Yeah,
and then you got your sunshade and your nightshade. Now, right now the engine is on, so we can lift them, as you see, and they will lift. But because of safety, I won't be able to lower them as they're supposed to be in the up position while the engine is on.
Yeah, that's correct.
And then you have the...
you have your map light.
Okay.
I'm going to stop the generator here. Pushing down. Letting it stop for a moment. Now, before you start any of the appliances, make sure that the generator is off. Press and hold down. You'll see a couple flashing here. That means it's starting up. Now, this could take a few moments. Pressing and holding primes the generator, and it could take up to 40 seconds of a continuous hold before it turns over. So don't worry if it doesn't start right away. That is totally normal on the diesels. Okay,
just
so
keep holding it.
Mine turned over really fast because I've been using it today.
And you'll feel it under your feet. It's underneath you here, so you'll know when it cuts on. The radio. You
have your radio here, and then I'm going to show you. You will see your backup camera. This is to watch your tow vehicle. I'm going to go onto the right and left turn signal cameras. Just by turning the arrow will show me this is my left side, and I can see all the way down my blind spot where my hookups are and everything. Okay. This does connect your Bluetooth here, navigation, and hooking up your phone. You've got extra outlets here as well as some storage. Now, it's important to note about these chairs, so I'm going to let Josh show you here. We have swiveling your chair, okay, and then going, this is the back of it, as well as we've got right here, moving it forward. Okay, I'm very short, I sit really close, but when you want to swivel these chairs around when you're parked, this is the button to do so. Make sure that when you are ready to slide out, that you do push the seat forward. We want to make sure both the driver and the passenger seats are fully forward before sliding out. We don't want them to rub right here. We're going to take a look down at the entry door, go over a couple things here before we hit on our jacks and how to slide out the coach. You have all of your ceiling lights, living room lights, and a master off and on switch. So if I want to turn everybody off at once, just pressing off when I leave the coach, pressing and holding, turning everything on when I enter the coach. You have the step lock off and on. So I like to keep this in the off position at all times. That way the steps stay locked out. And when I do crank the engine, they will automatically come in no matter what position I have them in. This is turning off your batteries to the RV, off and on. We suggest you leave them on all the time unless you're at home. Let's say you pick it up the night before and you do want to turn everything off. This is how you would turn that off. You've got your entry light to the coach, and this is for the steps. I'm going to show you this here. This creates a floor for the passenger. So when you're sitting here, your feet don't dangle. You press and hold, and I'll show you what this looks like. This is also nice when you get set up if you have small children. This is that way they don't go down the stairs at night. This creates a nice flat surface. Cool. On this panel as well, we can extend our awning. So we've got extending and retracting of the door or the patio awning. You just give it one press on the extend and it'll go out. While the engine is on, none of these can be used. Okay, so engine must be in the off position. You can operate the slide out to the passenger side right here with the engine on, press and hold. You can do it from the main control panel or right by the door. If you want to watch down the side of the bus to give yourself clearance and have visibility, press and hold, and the bus will start to move out. After setting your parking brake and self-leveling the RV, we're going to come over to the main control panel located in the hallway. Here it'll display some of our features and how to operate the coach. You have your main off and on for all of your lights. You have a quick view of your freshwater holding tank, your gray, which is your sink and shower, black is toilet, and your propane level. You can turn your water pump off and on from here. This water pump does run on the battery. Be sure that when you want to turn it on, that you come here and press this. When you get to the RV park, turn it off. You'll be using the city water fixtures. This will be needed anytime that you want to flush the toilet in travel. You have your house and your chassis battery level, as well as your air conditioning temps. The light bulb shows you all of the lights individually in the coach, so your kitchen, living room, all can be pressed separately. Any one that has an arrow can be pressed and held, and this is dimmable. So if they notice that the coach is really dim, somebody's touched the dimmer. So just press and hold down on it to raise it back up. You've got the rear, the main living space, and the exterior of the coach. Next, the lightning bolt here has where you can turn the generator off and on from the main panel. Press stop to turn it off. Press and hold the start button to fire it up. This is the hours that are on the generator. The thermostat is the air conditioning. You've got your rear and your front AC on this control panel, as well as a third air conditioning that's going to be located in the kitchen that is manual. You have air conditioning, which is the snowflake here. You have a heat pump, and this is going to be for any time that you're, what temp, Josh?
Down to about 50 degrees.
50 degrees. So this is using the heat pump. That's for electric in the RV, so electric heat only. And then this is going to be the furnace, and that is for the propane that's on board. So electric heat, propane heat. So if you can, try to use the electric as much as possible, unless it is really cold, then kick on the furnace. You've got your fan speeds on each side, and then adjusting your temperature, all digital. Next, we're going to talk about the slide out. It's going to bring me to this caution window. This tells me that I need to have my jacks down before I slide out. This is really important for the slides. So I'm going to confirm that yes, we've done that process, and it brings me to a window here that lets me know what I can and can't do on the RV. So it tells me, hey, I need to have my engine in the on position, so I'm good to go. I'm unlocked there. Parking brake is set, and I have enough battery power to go ahead and perform all these functions. If for some reason the lock is red, that means you need to go and turn one of those features on to enable you to slide out. So you've got your slide out to the, they're labeled like a color labeled here. So green is going to be here, which is your bedroom, living room, the large slide out on the passenger side, and then you've got your awnings that can also be controlled here. I prefer to use the awnings at the door so I can watch them when I'm sending them in and out. When you're ready to make a move, press and hold extend and just hold on it. This will allow it to move in and out. When you're ready to bring it in, press and hold retract and they will move. It's important to note, please, nobody's sitting on the slide outs as they're moving. Next, you've got your fans. This is for the exhaust in both of the bathrooms as well as the kitchen. Pressing a button raises them and lowers them. It's important to make sure that they are all in the down position when you are traveling. Our kitchens come fully stocked. For a list of everything that's included, please visit our website. We have plates, bowls, all of your pots and pans. Everything has a lock here, so be sure before you travel that you do lock it. These are induction pots and pans. This is an all-electric cooktop. We love that. It doesn't use a lot of your propane. And then all of your cooking utensils. It's important to note for the cooktop, this is tricky. So we get a lot of questions on this because this is an induction. It requires the pot to be placed on the magnet. If the pot is not on the magnet, you can't adjust anything. So you can turn it on and it'll stay locked until there is a pot on here. You can adjust the temps, but nothing will start until the pot is sensed. Okay. Again, only induction cooktop, pots and pans. We have a really large microwave. Some more pantry space. Right here we have a lot of surface area, and we have plugs here as well as a power tower. For your coffee maker, we do provide coffee makers. They're located underneath here in our storage. You can take these off for your 2-compartment sink, but I like to have them on. This gives me a lot of prep space here. To store these, they get stored right inside here. So let's see, for if you don't need them, put them right in here. This has a pull-out feature. Gives you a little bit more counter space. And some extra drawers. There is a pantry directly across from us. Again, has a lock. Just pull it out. In this model, the refrigerator is all electric. We have a safety lock here. And this fridge is going to be cooling on the battery. It's important to note that if you do pick up this RV the night before, that we want to make sure that we turn the engine on periodically or run the generator to make sure that we keep this cool. It'll be cool for about 8 hours. So this does drain down the battery pretty fast. So it's going to be coming cold to you at pickup. They take about an hour to cool because this is residential. So if you do pick it up the night before and you're not going to stock it, you don't want to worry about it, just turn this off, and in the next morning, come back out here about an hour before, turn it on, let it get cool, stock the fridge. We're going to show you inside the tiny washing machine. Okay, doesn't wash much, but it does do a couple loads for, jeans, some towels. If you're in a pinch and you need something really fast, these are great. This is high efficiency only. So again, bring your detergent. We don't suggest pods. We suggest that you bring liquid. That works the best. And again, make sure that your gray valve is open so that this water will run right out into your sewer. You have a dryer vent here. Okay, so if you're in this for a long time and you are using it quite a bit, be sure to check the lids, just like at home. While we're talking about major appliances, we're going to go right above us to the AC. So this is your third air conditioning, and this is an aftermarket feature that we put on. These do come standard with 2 air conditionings, but this is Houston and we like to add the third AC. Okay, so when running the generator, your generator will only allow use for the main two air conditionings. This is if you're plugged into 50 amps at an RV park only. Okay, the switch operates like this. You can adjust the temperature. There are filters here that you will need to check periodically. Make sure that you clean these off. Because this is an aftermarket feature, please use only either the AC or microwave one at a time, because these are on the same circuit. Next, we're going to go over where our breaker box is located. In this model, it's in the hallway. And there is a panel here that you're going to pull down. And this is where your breakers are located. So this is going to be for your air conditioning, the main, as well as some of your cooktops and things. So please check here if you notice that something isn't working. Maybe something is tripped. If it isn't here, you can also check your campground. Where you plugged in the RV, check there that it's not tripped as well. If you notice that you don't have power to any of your wet outlets, such as your kitchen or bathroom, maybe even your outside outlets, it's a good idea to look in the bathroom at your GFCI, and that's located in the hall bath right here. Press and hold to reset just like when you're at home, and you should resume power shortly after. This RV has loads of sleeping space. Just above the driver cab, we have a queen size bed. Before lowering, make sure that the seats are slightly reclined so the bed can come all the way down. You have a key, put it in the on position and drop the bed. By pressing and holding, you'll see here that this person has their own television, a little extra storage room here. The ladder to this bed is located in the closet in the master bedroom. Next, we'll take a look at the sofa. The sofa has 2 seat belts right here and is a jackknife sofa where you lift and pull it out. There's a little extra storage space under there as well. This dinette is really big and makes into a full-size bed. The cushions are located in the storage outside. When you're ready to make it into a bed, there are 2 latches here. Unlock and lower this. I'm going to kind of shimmy it a little. Push down, and this will lower onto this ledge here. Then putting the cushions from outside onto this, then you can make it into a bed. Remember to raise it and lock it when you're finished. Some cabinets above here. This has all of your remotes for the televisions. Is going to be just above this main TV. You've got your TV and sound bar here for the main living room. Cabinetry again up here for whoever is sleeping in this space. This unit has 6-foot-long bunk beds with their own privacy curtains and an attachment to put tablets. Just below the bunk beds, you have the carbon monoxide detector right here. This unit does have a fire extinguisher as well as smoke detectors. Going into the master bedroom, this is a king-size bed. This is called a tilt-a-bed. We have a rocker switch just above this cabinet here. Below the cabinet, you've got a rocker. So it allows the bed to move. This bed needs to be in the up position when you're ready to slide in the RV. So there's a slide on each side. Be sure to lift this before sliding in. And the main control panel will let you know, and it'll ask you, is your bed in the upright position? Then you'll come over here, press this button, you say, yes, it is. Then it'll allow you to slide in, okay? Really important. I like this because it allows a lot of changing room here. So during the day, I like to leave this open and then only dropping it down at night when I'm ready to go to bed. We provide all the bedding and linens and towels for all the sleeping spaces. You've got your master TV here. This lifts. We have a DVD player in here, as well as if you want to hook up a PlayStation for in here, you can do that as well. Large closet. This is the ladder for the upper bunk, and then this is the ladder for your bunk beds. It has nice solid doors in this unit. Right here, I'm going to show you. So they are privacy doors. Right here. So if you're getting ready, there's one in this hallway, as well as there's one blocking off the bunks here. This RV has 2 full bathrooms. Right now, we're going to go into the midship bathroom. In the medicine cabinet, we have RV safe toilet paper. This can be purchased on Amazon, bought at Walgreens, and sometimes even at your campsite. Please only use rapid dissolving toilet paper. No flushable wipes can go into the tank. We do have trash cans in each bathroom. Again, your GFCI reset is in the hall bath here. I have my water pump in the on position. You can turn it on right here, as well as your lights. And we're going to show you how to use this restroom. All RVs travel with no water in the bowl. To fill the bowl, press and hold down slightly. Water will fill the bowl. Then you can use the restroom as normal. When you're ready to flush, press and hold down for 20 seconds. We want a lot of water in these tanks because it helps dissolve the toilet paper really fast. When you want to fill your black tank up with a little bit of water and chemicals, this is where you're going to put that. So press and hold on this pedal, put dish soap down the tank, and hold it for about a minute, letting a few gallons of water go in there and slosh around in your tank while you travel. Next, we have the shower, glass shower, and it has a latch here to lock it in place before you travel. I'm 5'4" for reference, and I'm going to show you, I can definitely fit really well in here. The skylight, I can't even touch it. So a lot of room, perfect for kids. You've got your shower head, and we're going to show you how to conserve water in the motorhome. Yes, you do have a 100-gallon fresh water tank, but it goes by really fast with many people in the RV. That fresh water tank is for the toilets as well as showering, so you can use it pretty fast. We suggest that you wash your body off, wet your body, take your shampoo, do all of that, and then turn it in the off position, stopping the flow. Okay, when you stop the flow and you're rinsing everything off, you're not using any water, turn it back in the on position, rinse off, and then you're finished. The master bathroom has its own privacy hard door here, and it has plenty of room to get ready in, as well as the double vanity with lots of storage. A power tower here, and down below we have all of our towels. The hot water heater is located in the master bathroom. To turn it on, press the red on button. And once you've turned on the water here, you're going to see that you're going to get a shower head that comes on. Make sure that you run the water through the system for about 30 seconds until you see a flame ignite. It's really important to note that we do have a pressure regulator on the water line, and if the campground does have very low water pressure, it won't allow the hot water heater to kick on. So what we suggest that you do is disconnect from the fresh water at the campsite, turn on the water pump, and that provides the highest pressure into the coach. In the bathroom, we have more RV toilet paper here and an exhaust. The bathroom in the master bedroom is a little bit different than the other one in the other hallway. You've got your empty just press to vacuum flush the waste down. In the shower, it has a lock here. It has a really nice seat in the shower. I mean, this is huge. And then you've got a closet. Next, we're going to talk about our televisions. All diesel pushers come with in-motion dish. Just above the driver here, we have our dish box, DVD player, and then our matrix box. This is where you can plug in PlayStations, Fire Sticks, or anything you want for the HDMIs. You've got your wind guard off and on. This is to cycle off and on the antenna for the dish on the roof. Once you recycle this once, it could take about 30 seconds up to a few moments to regain signal and talk back to the satellite. This green button here is for your coax cable outside. If you're plugging into the RV park and using the cable that is in the electrical outlets outside at the last compartment, turn this in the off position, turning it back on if you want to use the digital antenna that is on our roofer local channels.
This is the part where we like to go over what we really like about the coach, some of the positives.
Yeah, since we're in these RVs every day, we know the ins and outs of them and some of our favorite features. So I'm going to let Josh go first and talk about his favorite feature of this Aria 4000.
Well, so for me, it's drivability. Nothing beats a diesel pusher. If you've rented from us before, if you've had any experience driving a Class C gas van style or even a Class A that's a gas style, once you drive one of these diesel pushers that's on a Freightliner chassis with the airbag systems and just the heaviness, the weight of them, you know, you're looking a truck driver eye to eye when they're passing you. They're not blowing you off the road. It's just, you're there.
It's very comfortable.
And you just float down the interstate. There's so much power to these things. It's amazing. So this is all I ever want to drive. I don't want to drive anything else.
Yeah, they're great for driving. I would say my favorite is probably the in-motion dish or dish for when you're tailgating. This is a perfect tailgate vehicle with lots of bed space for tons of guests and perfect for entertaining, as well as I have two favorites. I love that we do have Wi-Fi in all of our units. So this is in-motion Wi-Fi. Whenever the engine is on and you're driving the vehicle, you'll have Wi-Fi into the RV. When you stop the engine, connect to the Wi-Fi at your campground, our Wi-Fi will go away.
Now that Wi-Fi only works through the T-Mobile cell signal. So as long as you're in a location that gets cell service for T-Mobile, then you'll have that Wi-Fi. If you end up in the middle of Big Bend, I'm sorry, you're not going to get much out there. But the satellite dish does work. So if you're going to Big Bend, at least we have satellite.
Yeah. We hope you enjoyed this tour and we look forward to seeing you at pickup.